Hey, welcome back to Lemons Cocktails. We're wrapping up Martini March with my personal favorite martini variation, the 50-50. Now the 50-50 is originally from the early 1900s, 1912, 1917, some might say, and it came to be pretty popular as an equal parts cocktail. It's equal parts gin to dry vermouth. Now originally this calls for a French dry vermouth, like a Noilly Prat or a Dolan, but I personally prefer an Italian dry vermouth, like this Martini Special Reserve. I've used it before and I've mentioned it before. It's really bold, it has a lot of flavors to it, and to me it matches up perfectly with the gin that I chose to use tonight, which is Plymouth Navy Strength Gin. Now to round that out, I'll be using some Angostura orange bitters. I prefer Regan's, but I don't have any in hand and I do have Angostura. So that's what we're gonna use. But this is my favorite martini variation because I find it has a lot of the bold botanicals that you want in a gin and in a vermouth, but these two bottles specifically blend together so incredibly well to have this well-rounded, very bold, very flavorful drink. And if you don't like vermouth, this might not be for you because, as I said, this is a very strong flavored vermouth. But it's worth a try. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. Make sure it's fresh vermouth. But I think you might like it if you give it a try. Anyway, it's a stirred cocktail, so let's go ahead and make it. 2 dashes of orange bitters. Then we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of our dry vermouth. Gonna do 1.5 ounces of our gin. Crack some ice. Make a mess, give it a stir. You can see this vermouth is a lot more yellow than standard dry vermouth. All right, we're gonna keep stirring that down. We want it nice and diluted. Again, this is some high proof gin and vermouth. We want it to be chilled, we want it to be cold, we want it to be properly diluted. So I crack the ice to have the smaller bits. I want the big chunks to help retain the cold. The smaller bits are gonna melt faster, give us that dilution, while we don't get too much dilution because of the cold. It takes a little bit longer to stir with a lot of ice like this, but it's okay, it's worth it. Maybe. It's worth it to me. How about that? Now for this, we're gonna use a chilled Nick and Nora. We're gonna strain right into there. Beautiful. For our garnish, simple little lemon twist we're gonna do. Give that a little twist. Drop it in. The 50-50. All right, cheers. Let's go ahead and try our 50-50. Oh, I gotta say, this is like the perfect amount of chill and dilution so far. Even the glass, which is chilled, which normally starts to, you know, defrost a little bit after you take it out of the fridge, is still staying nice and crispy cold. This martini is perfect. It has that nice citrus on top from the lemon zest and lemon oil. It has the orange bitters on the bottom. And in there you have the great earthy tones and botanicals of the Plymouth gin, and a little bit stronger because it is Navy strength. And then you have those great botanicals, which I said earlier, meld in perfectly with the Plymouth gin to create this nice, bright, and really summery light martini, which I find to be absolutely fantastic. Now, one of the big things people do tout about the 50-50 is that it's a lower ABV cocktail because you're using so much more vermouth to gin, but I've kind of negated that by using the Plymouth Navy Strength. And I will say, I have used the normal Plymouth and it is also very, very good, but I love the extra power and potency of the Plymouth Navy Strength gin. It's my favorite gin, so it figures that it would go to my favorite martini. But also what I like is, you don't lose any proofiness in the gin, but you get a much more well-rounded and in-depth look at the vermouth in here because you have 1.5 ounces instead of just 1 ounce, or like some people do, some terrible people do, less than 1 ounce. I can't even fathom. I mean, I can, but people have maybe make choices, you know, it's not good. Anyway, I like it like this. The 1-to-1 is perfect, and I can't imagine a better martini for myself. I've tried a lot of variations of martinis in the last 4 weeks, this last month, be it on video, off the camera, and really this really does hold true as my favorite, absolute favorite variation. It just has everything I want. Crisp, clean, cold, a little bit of citrus forwardness to it without having any juice in there, and just absolutely delicious. So what is your favorite martini variation? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Cheers, I'm gonna enjoy this fantastic 50-50.